The ModernJeeper Show, the show about Jeeps, Jeeping, and Jeepers.
Well, hey, Modern Jeepers, is another episode of the ModernJeeper Show with me, Madsen from Metalcloak, and Mr. Modern Jeeper, Corey Osborne.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, and Rockstar Jeep Girl, Jessy.
Hi.
Hi. And where in the heck are you, as if we can't tell?
We are standing in the middle of the Daytona International Speedway. Yes, where they do all the NASCAR racing and all that, where JeepBeach, the main vendor show, and obstacle course and all the activities and stuff, the main place where things are going to start happening on Friday.
Nice. Well, that sounds like fun. So it's a Friday show and a Saturday show, right?
Friday and Saturday. Of course, there's been events going on all week. In fact, today, the Shade Brigade guys set up down on the beach. So there's a lot of vendors that are actually down on the beach today and tomorrow. And today out here is kind of big setup day. So all the big vendors, if you have a semi or you have, 120 feet of space, today's when the semis come in. And then they're working on the obstacle course still. They're still putting some things together. But yeah, tomorrow is official setup. Be a ton more people tomorrow. And then, of course, participants will show up on Friday morning.
That's awesome. So we are, as usual, we're out there. You guys are in the layout. Does the obstacle course look any different than it has in previous years, or is it kind of the same basic setup they've been doing?
Change it every year.
It's a little different. And we were just talking to some of the guys that are actually setting up the course, but it's kind of crazy. Right where the CTI trailer is going to be,
There's a
big wall of concrete ridges, and we'll, as we're doing the podcast, we'll walk actually along through the obstacle course and take a look at some of the stuff. They're maybe 50% done. They've got all the dirt and rock brought in, but there's still a lot to do to finish it off. But I think there's going to be some carnage.
Nice. Right there by the CTI. Good.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting because I know that now in the past they've done it where they've had like one lane is harder than the others, and there's some years where they've done it where every lane exactly the same, so they can keep the flow going through. Or they've done it where it's all the same until you get to the end, and then you have a choice as to whether or not you want to go over the big wall or not.
The end's going to be gnarly too. But...
Yeah, this year they do have an easy, a medium, and a hard lane. Next to the CTI trailer will be the hard line, and then they'll have the easy line is a lot of the really small dirt mounds kind of thing. In fact, I know for the folks that are listening in their car, this doesn't make a whole lot of sense because they can't see the images, but we got Ricky at Jeepers Den setting up directly across from us here. But yeah, we'll get closer. I'll give kind of a panoramic view of what it looks like in the center of the speedway. They're still doing the NASCAR experience stuff. You can come out here. Track laps are today, so you can bring your Jeep out. And I don't know what it costs, but you can drive your Jeep on the speedway with a pilot
on the apron.
Yeah, on the apron.
They don't
Down below, not up. You can't try to go do the Daytona.
Wall,
The what do they call it? The Daytona curve.
Turn one, like where you have that banked high speed curve. They don't.
You sure nobody out in the 392 is going to go? Oh, I can do that.
Oh, I'm sure they are, but it's kind of funny this year that they have a pace car. Everybody.
It's for those speed racers like me.
Yes. Let you lead foot you.
I know. I used to do it at the Texas Motor Speedway every year, and it was fun on the banked walls and everything. So it was great.
Wow. So that's kind of, for those that don't know, JeepBeach is kind of incredible in that there isn't anything like this down in Florida area. So you basically take this big slab of cement, which when we first started doing it, there was a big slab of grass. Then one day they took all the grass out and filled it in with cement, and now they just pile up these large mounds of dirt, and they basically make a very long obstacle course. And people come from all over the region, from multiple states around the area to come and do this.
Yeah, and in fact, I know that even some of the Jeep clubs have, in the years past, said, well, we're going to see how many times we can run it. So they'll come out here and they'll run the course 9, 10, 12 times in a day, over and over and over and over. I mean, it is. They try to
like a little challenge between them.
I don't know if there's a challenge or they make it a game to see how many times they can run it, but I know each year that it's well, I ran it 10 times. How many times did you run it? And there's going to be some stuff though this year that I think. I mean, yeah, you can come out and run the easy and maybe even the mid-level lines all day, but if folks are watching our YouTube video of the podcast, you can see here where there's some concrete beams and
right.
some poles. There's some telephone poles in there, sewer drains,
K-rails.
Yeah, K-rails. I mean, there's some significant holes in it. So, yeah, wow. This section here could be a little interesting, I think.
Yeah, well, you're going to have the fun of talking to somebody over your generator and somebody behind you going, wah, wah, trying to get over that stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be, I think it'll be an interesting weekend. There seems to be a lot of people in town. Talking with the coordinator here this morning, they did say that they were at 281 vendors.
I think so.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a fascinating thing. When we started doing JeepBeach, and we weren't early into it. I think we hit it first time in 14. Actually, I know 13. 13 was the first year when Aaron just flew out and was hosted by Ricky at Jeepers Den, and did 14. But you, I don't know, in your previous world, when was the first year you did JeepBeach?
Oh, wow. I think that had to be 8 years ago.
Yeah, so
something like that.
Because you did it with, how many years did you do it with Tony?
Just 2, I think.
Yeah, so it would have been 13 probably. Same for you guys. That was kind of the first. I mean, Larry at Poison Spider, they were early. Like when they first started doing it, it was just a small little group of vendors. They started doing that, and then so they're more the OG. And then we started hopping in at 13, but by then it was already starting going. But then it was actually a club, right? It was the local Jeep club.
Right. Yeah, it was the club that put it on.
And I remember getting emails from them. They used to always send an email after the event that was a breakdown of where all the money went, because they were doing, even back then, they were doing $250,000 in revenue.
Right.
14, 15, 16, $250,000 in revenue. And they were distributing it to a whole bunch of nonprofits like Blue Ribbon Coalition and both nonprofits that were off-road related and that were just community nonprofits for kids and all kinds of other programs.
Well, and I think their goal, it was either last year or their goal this year is $1 million to donate to charities. I can't remember if I've got my numbers right, but yeah, that's a significant amount of money.
That's incredible. And now it's a corporation, right? I don't know. I don't know if they did a public benefactor corporation or how they set it up, but now it's JeepBeach Incorporated. It's a full business,
right?
They're still bringing in tons of money and showing. And I love the fact that they show where that money's going, right?
Yeah,
that's important for all of us.
Well, now you have the JeepBeach edition Jeeps, the JLs. I still seen the high velocity. They said that they shipped it out on the 16th and it still hasn't arrived. I've seen a couple of the others, but no high velocity yet.
Yeah, we saw the JeepBeach edition blue JL here, but I haven't seen any of the others yet.
Wow. Well, that's smart from Jeep. The Jeep to do that, to like embrace and see and put their finger up and go, "Oh, what's cool right now?" Right? And come out with these issues. I wonder how many they actually produce of these JeepBeach editions.
I don't know that.
I don't remember. I thought it was like 100 or so.
Now, to be a true There'd be a true JeepBeach edition. It's got to be like 40s on 20s, right?
Yeah. Well,
at 90 psi.
You know, we're talking a little bit about that, the Florida style Jeep, and please no haters out there. I'm not hating on anybody, but it is a little bit different out here. And the trailer, again, I know a lot of people are going to want to get on the CTI trailer, but width is a real thing. And we're seeing more and more Gladiators that have crazy offsets in their wheels. And the Gladiator is already extremely wide on the trailer. So, you know, if we have to turn you away and tell you your rig's too wide, please don't hate on us. It's for your safety. It's for the safety of the vehicle, everybody around us. You know, we're limited by the width and of course by the wheelbase, but we can fit a Gladiator on the trailer, no problem. Yeah, width out here, people, again, that trend seems to be sticking. Lots of offset wheels and really wide tires, and
yeah, it's that low and wide squatted look, right?
yes,
and, yeah,
yep.
which works well, but it just makes it crazy. You probably need to go out and put stanchions like up and say, this is the width.
If
These
you're
don't
wide,
move.
yeah,
if you hit this, you can't do it.
Must be this tall to ride this ride.
Right. Yep.
They're working on the sand sculpture every year. I don't know if they bring in a local artist or who does this, but we're going to walk over to where they are building the Jeep out of sand. It's a giant Jeep sandcastle. So we'll walk towards that direction.
I never saw that. That's cool. When did they start doing that?
Well, it's been a thing. They've had them out here for the last I don't know,
4 or 5 years.
Yeah, 4
Really?
years. It's all on the end
where all the Jeep stuff is.
But it's really cool to see them how this thing will evolve over the next 2 days, because of course by the time the public sees it, it will be a full-blown Jeep carved out of sand.
Wow.
I don't know if I'd have that kind of patience, but it is pretty amazing.
So they just come in and dump a bunch of sand, and then
they have their model sitting out here. I look at the 4xe.
Yeah, so they've actually got a
4xe JL sitting out here.
4xe,
and that's what they're measuring and getting it all together.
Yeah, so proportion-wise, the sandcastle will be basically look just like this 4-door 4xe, and as you can see right now, it's getting there. It's got some windshield wipers. It's got like a hood and a top, but there's not much other structure to it. These guys have a lot of patience, I tell you what.
Can you get closer?
Sure.
All I see is a blob of white sand.
Yeah, so it has the shape of a Jeep right now, but over the next couple of days, this is going to look just like this one sitting over here.
Wow.
Parked. That's what we heard. That's what we were told.
Y'all do a great job. So
that's fascinating. Wouldn't it be great to be able to do, like, you basically get to do sandcastles for a living?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, the amount of time that goes into something like this, that's a huge project. And the patience, and, you know, we measured that wrong, or that looks wrong, so we're going to take that sand off and we got to redo it. And so you wet it down and you put some more sand on it, and yeah, kind of crazy.
It is. It's interesting because you're walking along and it's big, vast, but all that's going to be filled up here.
Yeah,
right?
So now we're in what is typically the Jeep booth. So they've brought some of their Jeeps already in to start setting up. But this space that we're in right now, yeah, this will be huge, and this will be full of vendors. I was actually going to walk over. There's a Jeep here on the end that is high tide, and it's still got plastic on the seats. So I'm guessing this is one of the Jeep Beach models. I don't know about that.
It does, they have the JeepBeach logo here edition. So this isn't one. And this are embroidered with the JeepBeach logo, and but it's relatively the color.
Yeah, they've got a good selection of 4xEs down here.
That's the big push. That is the big push.
Yeah. 392 sitting here, a Mojave Gladiator.
Wow.
Another 392 in that blue color.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've got and we've got a little lifted Grand Cherokee here on the end.
Nice.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, looks good.
Is that the Grand Cherokee standard one, or is that the L or whatever? That's the.
No, it's the standard one. It looks like. No, it's an L. Sorry, it is an L. Okay. Yep. Oh yeah, there's seats way in the back there.
Wow. Interesting. Well, for all of our listeners, you can just go to JeepBeach.com. You can actually download. I'm putting here in front of the camera the map, but you can just see the huge list of vendors, and then the big breakout area and how that all kind of comes together with all. Oops, missed the microphone there. How that all comes together. You can see the vendor areas. You can see it all color coded, big list. It almost looks like the type of map you'll find at a mall, right? Like where's the store? Where's Ulta at? And you can see just the various coding and a little bit to where it is, and it's kind of hard to point to where the CTI is. But if I looked at it, it's towards the entrance area, and which is right towards like here up in the point front. Where's that at? Right there. So
yeah, we're pretty easy to find if you're coming out to JeepBeach. Of course, we're in the middle of the obstacle course. So if you don't want to run the obstacle course, you do have the option of telling the folks at the gate. You can say, "Hey, I just want to go get on the Metalcloak CTI trailer," and they'll point you in the right direction to get you out here. Typically, there is a line, and I believe they stop letting people onto the obstacle course at 4:00. So the show actually at 5, but there's typically a line of people that are still getting through the obstacle course for about an hour. But if you get here at 4, sorry, you'll have to wait till the next day. Yeah, get here before 4 to get on the train. Sure.
Right, get there before 4. Get in there. They will definitely pay attention to the line, and you take a lunch break. What about? Don't they shut down? They still shut down like for lunch these days, don't they?
I think at around 12, they also they stop the entire facility for the national anthem. Typically, there's a pretty cool little Air Force flyover when they do the anthem. But they shut it down for lunchtime, give the track workers and stuff a break for a minute, and then they start everything back up. So the booths don't shut down for any amount of time. Those folks are on their own.
Right. And there's, God, everybody you know is out there, right? I mean, every vendor. If you are even anywhere in the region, you wanted to talk to a vendor about your rig, this JeepBeach is the place to be. Plus, they have the JeepBeach Radio, which we'll have some ads running on, and we did the whole deal where it got like for the next 6 or 9 months, we're going to have ads running on their JeepBeach Radio, which is a small localized radio, but it's still cool. And of course, you can hear it during the show. That's how they pipe in all the music for the show itself. That's cool, man. So what's?
There's actually a sign out here with a QR code on it for the JeepBeach Radio. So I'll walk over there to that.
That's cool. So what do you guys been? You got there what? When did you arrive?
Tuesday? No,
Sunday.
We got here Sunday. We had a couple of stops at a few of our jobbers as we made our way to Ricky with Jeepers Den, and went down to his house the other night and had a little, kind of a couple of, well, it was more a group of friends, but it was a few vendors from the industry that he invited down to his house. So we did that, and John Slayton, our sales guy,
Yep.
came in on
Sunday
night. Yeah. So they've been running around. They've been being tourists a little bit and getting to spend some time on the beach and seeing some of the sights. I think they went to one of the parks the other day. I think here is the JeepBeach radio.
Oh, cool.
And you can also at JeepBeachRadio.com as well.
Oh, cool. So you can, even if you're not there, you can feel like you're there by listening to JeepBeach Radio. That's cool. Yep.
Yeah.
There's your QR code, guys. So if you're just listening to us, well, just go to JeepBeachRadio.com. Or you can be really cool and actually go over to YouTube and watch the YouTube show, and you can actually see some of the layout and stuff that's happening here. But they really have stepped up their game. They've always had cool graphics, but they've really stepped up their game. And I guess when you're doing as much business as they're doing and you want to attract quality people, you do quality work.
It's really, I was talking to, it's not, so Kent is our guy out here. He's the main coordinator, but there is he has an assistant this year. And it's just so nice for us when we come out here that these guys, they know who we are. They know what we need. I mean, it's a quality event. So the people that come out here as vendors, they have, I think he said 40 new vendors to this event. So 260 vendors, but 40 new ones that have never been here. So again, they do such a good job in organizing this thing that the attendees, I think the reason it's so busy is because they do that. They do organize it very, very well.
Right.
So yeah,
that's
I think everybody gets what they came for, and it's a paid to get into type of event. So there should be an expectation of we better have fun, and I think everybody does.
Right. And just for people, you can show there just to show up for the vendor. There's a ticket price to get in for the vendor show, but you don't have to do the obstacle course. You don't have to register to be a part of that part of the event. You can be there for just the vendors, right?
That's right. Yep. That's exactly right. You can come out in your car, your Volvo, your whatever, your motorcycle, and park in their parking lot, and then come in and walk the vendor show and talk to people if you're interested in anything in the Jeep industry or Jeep related. This is definitely the place that will have a little bit of everything from sound guys to overland guys to the tire manufacturers. I mean, everybody's here. All of the suspension companies, all the body armor companies, everybody.
Wow, it's pretty incredible. And they always do great displays too. I don't care who it is that's out there doing stuff. They're bringing their A game to this show, and it's a buyer's show. There's lots of money walking around.
Yeah, and throughout the week, we'll see people pushing hand trucks with boxes, and yeah, they're carrying small bags too. But a lot of vendors bring a lot of parts. If you're looking for a deal, this is one of those places that deals can be had.
Good to know. So guys, get out there and play with it. So you've been out there, you've been playing on it. Jessy's been running on the sand. Out there. Yeah. Nice. How you feeling today?
A month now.
Yeah, she's been doing good. She's been running on the treadmill at home, using the exercise equipment at the house and walking and running and
Sand's a whole new deal.
Sand is a different deal for sure.
My legs are hurting today.
Yeah, sand is not. My father worked a campground that was right on the beach up there in Tahoe for several years, and it messed him up his knees because he had to walk up and down the beach and do cleaning up and stuff like that. And it's no bueno sometimes. There's a trail that Becker wants to do. Scott Becker, for all of our guys, it's our product specialist. You'll see him on YouTube. He's a YouTube guy. He wants to do a trail. It's the Lost Coast Trail, which is cool. It's a great trail, but a good portion of it, well, pretty much all of it, is walking on sand with a backpack. And there's just something about that. Just over time, your body does not like walking on sand.
Nope. It's tougher.
No,
sure.
It's a whole different set of muscles and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. But You guys are out there on the concrete. That's the only thing I miss. I miss the grass because the grass was nice. The concrete, when you guys are working all day on the concrete, that's just hot.
Hot and your back hurts.
Yeah, it's getting up and down off the trailer is already a pretty good chore. But out here on the asphalt, about 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, when it's 90 in the air, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough to stand out here all day long. But somebody's got to do it.
That's right. That's right. If somebody's going to do it, it's going to be Corey Osborne and Jesse Greenland. What?
So yesterday, I got notification that my high velocity JL is going on the line May 2nd.
May 2nd. Wow.
May 2nd. So I'm super excited.
How long before? So once it goes on the line, how long before you see it?
Well, they say that it takes about 4 or 5 days to go through build, and that's assuming there's no issues and it just comes out the other side of the line. But then it's a shipping thing.
Yeah.
So when they have enough vehicles being shipped to probably Denver, it'll be by truck. They'll load them up and hopefully, I'm guessing end of May.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully, well, that'll be nice. That'll be cool. And then what's the first thing you're gonna do to it?
Drive it.
Well, you should do it. You need to be like, you should go like Kevin and Brittany, go out there and just take it on some of your back roads and Montrose, totally stock.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll definitely have to there's not, it's hard to find pictures of the high velocity still, and the artist rendition is not a good indication of the color. So everybody's still very curious of what these are going to look like. There's been a couple that have hit dealers, but it's hard to find pictures. So we'll definitely take some pictures when it comes in.
Hopefully one shows up here.
Yeah, I'm hoping that the JeepBeach edition should be here. So we should see
whole bunch.
Yeah. That was their goal. Jeep's goal was to release them here at JeepBeach. So we'll see.
Yeah, that'd be totally cool. I'm looking at ModernJeeper.com, and you had some articles. In fact, you threw up the JeepBeach week in Daytona, Florida, and your cover shot is of that just badass
Sandstorm.
hot rod. Yeah, Sandstorm, that badass hot rod rig. Man,
yeah,
I would love. That's probably one of the few concept rigs I would just love to drive.
Our buddy Jim Rep, who just recently retired, he was kind enough a couple years ago. He brought Sandstorm over to the CTI trailer, and we got it on the trailer. And I think I took 100 images of the thing, and it was on the trailer for 2 minutes. And but what a cool rig, and especially in a place like this, all open, the old style, like almost like a tea bucket. It was very unique.
Yeah, totally cool. And had that unique open headers, right? You could just like flip a little switch and open it up, which, interestingly enough, the same concept of having two different sounds, they went and applied to the 392.
Funny, and there's a lot of talk, and I kind of put that on the story because that conversation has come up a lot of the past concepts, like what Sean Holman was talking about last week's episode. It's funny, all of the little subtle things that they bring out in a concept that some way, shape, or form, they end up showing up in production vehicles. They may not be exact like it, but there's a reason that they're dealing with it for sure.
And looking at that picture, I'm reminded of what we were just talking about. You're on grass there. It was so nice.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, the little subtle things, like, one of the things that they started doing, and as a time of us being primarily fender manufacturers and body armor manufacturers and just new into suspension, we were seeing the concepts, right? Like they were working on this they were putting these higher flares on. Of course, that translated over to the JL, right, as one of the immediate options. Heck, even on mine, it's we don't make the super high flare. On mine, I still running the colored fenders, right? Just with the split, the Rubicon split. But there are a lot of little things that they do put out there and see the reaction to and apply it. Now, if they do the big things, like, now I got to say, we talked about this a little bit. You and I chatted on it, but it's like seeing Bob, right? Awesome rig, loved it. And who comes out with? Motobilt comes out with their bobbed bed. Some opinions is basically like a TJ bed or something like that, but they come out with a bob bed. not a bad way to go, right? It's for some people that's going to be a good solution.
You.
It looks like a Matchbox truck to me. Like I want to play with it. I want to put my hand on top of it and run it around like a little toy car.
But is it the Matchbox truck that you want to run as a toy car? Or is it the one you want to shoot off the table?
Well, it's funny because, of course, when the Rubicon or when the Gladiators were first coming out, we all remember, Jeep was like, hey, this isn't meant to be a rock crawler. This is going to be a mid-sized truck. It's going to be meant to do mid-sized truck things with it. And, man, as Jeep owners, what have we done? We make these things into whatever we want. And, put some 60s or 80s or whatever your flavor of axle is underneath them, bob the bed and roll cage them. And guess what? I've got a really long rock crawling rig.
Yeah. And it's been amazing. How many we had at Skills Day? We had a half dozen of them last Saturday, half dozen Gladiators at least that were there, all different levels of build. And they all, had fun. And these are fairly new people learning how to use it, learning how to use their Gladiator. How many Gladiators do you think you did at Easter Jeep Safari?
Oh,
a lot.
There was a lot. And it's taken about a year for us to start seeing a lot of them. But I think that, I think Jeep, again, their marketing team was that wasn't meant to take sales away from the Wrangler buyers, but I think it has probably done that a little bit.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, definitely. Look at me. I would have been a Wrangler guy, but went ahead with the truck because I wanted a truck.
Right.
But I think it's cool though. It is. You're absolutely right. We will take a Jeep because we have confidence in Jeep, and then we'll start turning it into whatever we want to turn it into, whether it's putting your own rig on the back or doing it, or like in our case, taking a JL frame on the project rig we have out there, the JL frame, stretching it 10 inches, throwing some big 40s on there and Dana axles and an Aqualute tub and start building a truck. Why not? But you can buy a Gladiator. Well, I don't want to just buy a Gladiator. I want to build a truck from the ground up.
Right? Yeah. It's again, that's what's so nice. We were talking to some of the guys at the hotel where we're at, and the people who work there were like, we don't, and these are non-Jeep owners who their first thing is, it's so cool that all the Jeep owners, they make them, everybody's is unique. They make them their own. And so even outside of our industry, of course, as Jeep owners, we all know that, but outside the industry, we're very much viewed as, it's like that vehicle that you can buy and you can customize it in, 3 million different ways. So, yeah.
Yeah, that is the truth. I mean, the interesting thing is they don't really market it as that. You remember what was it?
The Thing.
What was the Thing?
The Volkswagen Thing. Remember that?
I remember that, but I was thinking about what company was it? Was it Saturn? Or what that had like they really promoted the fact that you could just like customize your stuff and make everything unique. Like it was really in fact, the entire marketing campaign was that you had the little sports car and it was just done in 1,000 different ways, right? The whole idea was it's super easy to customize, super easy to make it your own. And Jeep doesn't promote that, but I think it's pretty true in our community that we do so much to make our rig our own. And you see stuff, purely from the standpoint of body armor. There's a point where body armor is popular, but then the fender shifts. Like what's the latest thing? What's the thing that makes mine different? A bunch of people have that fender, so I want to buy a different fender. And for a while, Metalcloak benefited from that because ours was a different look, right? But then we've now been around for 12, 13 years, and so now what's the other one? Like we're going to buy the Fab Fours because, well, that's the look, right? That's the different look.
Right.
Which, by the way, when we were at conversation, I was having a conversation with somebody who knows the founder and owner of Fab Fours, and we were talking about the fenders and the grumper and all that, and how my personal opinion about them was that I'm just not attracted to those. And the response I got was exactly like that's exactly what when he designed those, because there was so much other competition going. He built it with the idea that it was the ugliest thing that really anybody would put on a Jeep, and he knew it'd be so different
that people would buy it.
People would talk about it. People would bitch about it, and people would buy it. Right?
Pretty smart.
It was pretty smart.
Yeah, it's again, everybody wants to be different. We don't all want to be just like each other, and it's can you imagine if we all drove the exact same vehicle and dressed the exact same way? And well, that wouldn't be any fun.
No, that wouldn't be fun at all.
Wait, but we did receive a mess of shirts to give away, and I got to hand it out to Mattson back at the office because the shirts look amazing. The color is, I think it's perfect for Florida. We actually have had a couple people help us at the hotel and gave them a shirt, and people have been the feedback so far, and these aren't even Jeep people, has been awesome. People love the shirt. So
well, cool. And I happen to have one. It's funny thing is I pulled one sample out of the box to make sure I liked it. It's not even my size. It's like an XL. And but I also wore my peach colored polo shirt today because it matches. See? So it's this peach. Now, I don't know, and I wish I knew the story, but isn't there something going on at JeepBeach having to do with the orange shirts, which is why we kind of went with this orangish peachy shirt this year.
There is, and Curtis was the one who kind of told us about it, and I can't remember the details, so maybe I'll have to. And Curtis was just here a minute ago, but we'll have to get some information, and I'll send you a link you can put in the show notes. But there is something for an orange shirt, and it's in tribute for somebody.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's good to know. And if you're in doubt, wear an orange shirt or just come by, because let me tell you guys, we did 300 shirts. That's 150 shirts per day. As soon as, what time does JeepBeach open?
Like 9 o'clock. They're going to be gone by 10. So.
Yeah, exactly. You got to be there. Like, you have to be there early if you want one of these shirts. I'm going to throw one single Facebook post up probably tomorrow, if not later today, about it. Probably later today, and that's all it's going to take. And there will be, the shirts are going to be gone in an hour each day. I understand you guys have pretty good technique for doing that now. Like the first year I was doing it, it was kind of like grab them. But you guys have a whole system in place now.
Yeah, we do it. We try to. I mean, it's so hard because we'll end up with a line of people, and it's not even to get on the trailer; it's to come get their shirt. And now it's become kind of a thing where people know that we have them, and whether they're a Metalcloak customer or not, they're a really nice shirt. So yeah, people make this their first stop when they come in, and then they go see the rest of the show. So it's,
and these are actually even more lightweight than we usually do, because we always do a really nice soft shirt. People are always surprised, like they get the free shirt and they realize, oh wow, this is actually a nice shirt. But this year they're actually super lightweight, which is going to be beautiful for the Florida environment, right?
Yes.
Almost translucent when you hold them up to the sun.
Yeah, I think it's going to be again, it'll be a big hit, and I'm excited to see the folks running around on Saturday, because what happens is everybody comes and gets a shirt on Friday, and then they wear them on Saturday. So it's always fun to see. Oh, look, there's 150 people walking around with our shirts on. So pretty cool.
Yeah, if you had more time, you could be more like, I've done this before at events. When we were Off-Road Expo, I was handing out some free shirts years ago, but it was like to the girls, and it was like I encouraged them to put it on right now. Give them one that was a little bit smaller size than theirs usually would wear. So,
oh boy,
it's important. It's good marketing.
Yep, right.
Well, okay. So you guys, is there any party tonight?
No.
There's
Tonight
a tailgate party, but
yeah, there's always something. So the scavenger hunt started, I think, on Monday.
Yes.
Wow, really?
Yeah. So the scavenger hunt has been going on all week long, and literally there is stuff going on all week. There was an event last night over at what they call Daytona 1. And it's my understanding, we didn't go over there, but there's a bunch of people there. We kind of take a couple of days to. We don't get to just stand around in our booth and sit in a chair
and nurse a hangover.
Right.
Yeah.
So we kind of we are pretty low key the days before the event really starts, because it's a job, and to stand out here in the sun for a few days. I always, the tiki party, the big party that they have with the giveaways and stuff at the Hard Rock every year. I'm always shocked that is on Friday night, because a lot of people drink a lot, and it's a pretty slow opening for a lot of these vendors. That was something that was fun years ago, but no, my body says no to that stuff anymore.
Yeah. Well, you know me, I come out there anytime I do come out there, and it's been a few years. It's like, I can go hang out through the party, or I can go get a really good dinner.
Right.
Relax a little bit.
Yep.
And know that I'm not going to be bothered by a bunch of people, because they're all at the party.
That's exactly.
Love everybody out there, but and I love obviously our customers, but a lot of the vendor guys, you go party. That's okay. We'll talk to you later.
Yeah. Well, and we'll see everybody here at the show. So
sure.
To do this for a week, that's just maybe that's a young guy thing now. I don't know.
It looks like they got a pretty good food setup this year. I think, what was it? Was it last year that was kind of lousy? Like they only had the one little hamburger stand thing going, but looks like this year they actually got a food vendor row.
They do, and I think they kind of promoted it as they'll have better food vendors this year. There's so many people. It would be really hard to judge how many food trucks you actually need.
Right.
But we just plan a little bit differently now, and Jessy she makes sure that we have water and sandwich stuff to make sandwiches and crackers and all that. So we can kind of sit here. We don't have to go stand in a line for an hour to get a hamburger. So,
right.
So it'll be interesting to see this year how the food thing works out.
Good. Well, good. Well, there's always great food in that region, and including. One of these days, I'm going to track down the little pizza place that I went to. That was in the middle of an inner city neighborhood on the corner. It was like there was houses, and then on the corner was this little pizza place. And I haven't made it. Next time we go out there, going to find that place again, because it was the best little like hole in the wall. Sitting there talking with the brothers and just enjoying. In fact, remember you had to walk through, and you had to step down from into a kitchen to be able to actually get your pizza.
Yeah,
it's an awesome. All right, man. Well, so you got that planning, getting going. Relax, because I know that Thursday and Friday are going to be busting it up. That's because it's one of the few events where we do really long days. I mean, Easter Jeep Safari we do on Thursday and Friday as well, but Friday and Saturday you're going to be busting up, and you're probably going to end up doing what? What do you do, like 75 a day?
Yeah, just around 75. So, I'm still, we were talking about this in Moab. It's amazing at how consistent, even when some folks want a little bit more help, or we need to look at things a little bit closer on their rig, some folks might be on there for 15 or 20 minutes, which is rare, but it does happen. And some folks might be only a couple. But all of these years now, with over 9,000 rigs, we're averaging still about 6 minutes a Jeep.
That's
so
awesome.
It's 6 minutes a Jeep. And so in an 8-hour day-ish, give or take an hour for lunch if they shut us down. We'll end up being around 70, 75 a day for a couple of days. So.
And was it last year that they had to stay in the Jeeps?
Yes.
Yeah. So because of safety concerns and because of the track itself, and that was actually, I think, partly a COVID thing too. There was a lot of rules last year, and even for us, they wouldn't let us out of being inside the obstacle course. We couldn't go outside the fence. They were walking us to the restrooms and things like that. It was very, very odd. But
wow.
Here will be a little bit different, I'm sure.
Cool. Well, you're in Florida, the reddest state we have right now, with lots of good fun stuff going on in that state. So, not to get political at all, but man, have fun out there. All right. Well, anything else you want to share with the group? Anything else they need to pay attention to?
No. And if they're watching the website, that it's been hard. The last couple of big events we've had, we've been doing a lot of traveling. So stories will start popping back up. Keep an eye on the website. We do have the next adventure is going to be in Moab. hey guys, now's your chance. I mean, if you want to go wheeling Moab, you need to be registering pretty soon because we're gonna have to lock down numbers. Yeah, check out ModernJeeperAdventures.com for the Moab trip.
Absolutely. That's it. And like I said in the email that I just went out earlier today, the beauty of the Modern Jeeper Moab trip is, yes, you can go out there to Eastern Jeep Safari, but you're part of a very large group of Jeeps, right? Jeeps have invaded. All the trails get packed. All the trails are busy. All the runs they're still fun because there's a lot of great people, but Modern Jeeper Adventures during Memorial Weekend, which one is just a great weekend. Two, it's incredibly busy in Moab, but it's not busy on the trails, right?
That's
because Moab attracts people from all different tops of life. So you go out there, all the basic trails you guys going to do. Plus, there's all kinds of talk, and I'll we don't talk about the trails ahead of time, but if you're built or not, there's an option for you. And
Absolutely.
Our goal is to set that up, and so you have fun, you're challenged, you enjoy it, and you see some incredible views and some beautiful areas, and have a great time without big crowds. So sign up now. And of course, we have Tillamook and San Juan's of Colorado are both live for registration as well. And get out there. By the way, also, and the last thing to kind of push is this is it. This is the last month, the last 30 days. In fact, we're at the 27th now, and May 21st is the day we do the giveaway. So to be able to do the Ultimate Rocklander giveaway, right? It's an Ultimate Rocklander 20K giveaway. So you can go to our website, ultimaterocklander.com, and this is a Metalcloak and Adventure Rack Systems project with a lot of great vendors and sponsors have been in support of it. And if you're having out at JeepBeach, go by because there's a QR code you can scan. And there'll be a big stand out there. You can scan that QR code and you too can be a part of this. So go out there. It's free to enter. All it is it's like I said, I'll say it again, free to enter. No cost, no catch, just free to enter.
No purchase necessary.
No purchase necessary to get $20,000 worth of gear for your Jeep JK, JL, or JT. And with that being said, Corey and Jesse, man, it was good seeing you guys. Have fun out there. Don't run John too hard.
No. I think he's kind of he's been he's what do I call it? Resting, getting ready for what it's going to be like. And
right. I don't know. Is this his first time out? Is that his first time? Because he's done like Smoky Mountain with you and stuff. I think this is his first time to JeepBeach, huh?
Yep.
Cool. All right, man. Well, have fun out there. And if you need anything, reach out. Otherwise, for all of our Modern Jeepers, we'll see you in this case on the beach.
Cheers.
See ya.